whilst I've tried to be as positive as I can when it comes to the kids, it's getting to a point now they are getting comfortable with me. Uh, Maybe the aura, the fear has sort of worn off a little bit, and they're starting to act up a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but they are starting to be a little bit more cheeky. They are realizing that they can get away with a lot more than what they thought. And that's probably on me. I haven't really punished them for either not listening or not paying attention, and just a few cheeky remarks here and there. I hate to use the word discipline, but trying to get an element of discipline in the team with the kids is that it is only under eights. This is their first time playing in a team of any kind. And how can you try and get them in line without seeming too mean? So it's been a few weeks since I last recorded a coach episode. We have still been going though. The kids have been improving step by step. It's been a bit slow, but they have shown a few signs of improvement, and a lot of the kids have really come out of their shell. In terms of myself, my wife, and my kids who are part of the team, their lives have been all over the place a little bit the last few weeks because we have moved house. So feeling like the routines changed a little bit has made for some interesting times. But we live a lot closer to the school now. So in terms of getting to training and to games, it's been so much less stressful. And I think that's made a difference for everybody. So I remember running a lot of laps. We used to call them suicides, where you would just run from one side of the court to the other as fast as you can, just sprints up and down, touch the line, run back the other way. That's something I kind of tried in the last training session. A few of them seemed to not be listening, wandering off and talking on their own about their own things at the same time. We had one team rule, and that was that while the coach is talking, everyone is listening. But a few have sort of strayed away from that. So I made them run a few laps of the court up and back. The funny thing is, if you were to do that to a team of adults or whatever, it's a bit of a punishment. But kids have so much energy. They can run all day, and they were just fine. They were just fine doing laps. And whilst a few of them complained they were puffed out, a lot of them just looked like they could have kept running for the rest of the afternoon. So I'm not sure how much I can keep that in the playbook for me, keeping things in check. I'm going to need some advice from anyone out there when it comes to keeping things disciplined and when it comes to keeping kids in line and listening to you. It is very hard. This is my first time. This is my first time coaching the kids, and them not being my own means I'm very wary and trying to be careful of maybe overstepping or, over disciplining. I don't want to raise my voice too much or, seem like I'm angry at them. I still want them to have fun and enjoy themselves. But it's just, if they get distracted and they start distracting other kids with them, everything sort of loses itself. A few of the kids have been getting a little bit angry with each other. Uh, there is one child who is hell bent on scoring. He does not like to pass to the other members of his team. He openly says that he's trying to score a basket. He's trying to score as many times as he can, and he'll brag about how many he got on the weekend and all that kind of thing. And he kind of knows that he's one of the only ones who can really consistently shoot the ball on target and dribble and pass and do all those kinds of things. But a lot of the kids are getting frustrated because they're calling for the ball and he won't pass it to them. And then he'll just say that they never pass the ball to him, and everyone gets upset at each other and they start arguing. And a little bit of physicality is coming into that as well. Kids trying to take the ball off each other, push each other. And I've had to try and make a show of it early. I wanted to try and nip that in the bud by being a bit strict and direct about that is not on. We don't push each other. We're a team. But it's just hard because I can see when I put my stern dad face and dad voice on and I raise my voice a little bit, a few of them I can see can handle it, but there's a few of the younger ones in there. They have that fear in their eyes that they're in trouble, and they're not in trouble. It's not even them that I'm talking to. It's just the fact that a grown-up is raising their voice in front of them or telling them off or telling their group off. I don't want them to feel that intimidation or anything like that. And I hate the parents to think that I'm doing any of that, even though I know that's what happens in teams. Coaches yell, coaches raise their voice to get their point across sometimes. And even me watching last season, my son's coach doing the same thing to some kids who weren't listening, just sort of raising the voice to get their attention back a bit, or honing a point that you don't push your teammates or anything like that. It's fine. But I do have that that side of me that is very weary of the parents possibly thinking I'm too hard on them, even though I have barely scratched the surface of the things that I experienced when I was a kid and my first coach, all the first coaches that I've ever had. I vividly remember a lot of screaming, like I said, a lot of running, and feeling like he was very frustrated. And I get it now. It's hard to run a drill where I sort of try and explain it. A few of them are turned around looking at what else is going on in the court, and they don't know what to do, and then the drill doesn't go smoothly. The kids look bored. And I think the most interesting thing is I can think of a ton of different activities or drills to do, but there's such varying levels of concentration and being able to pick things up between the individuals in the team, that some of them just don't get a lot out of the drills that I can do, and some of them are just can take it all in like sponges and really start to adapt. We had a bit of a breakthrough on the weekend. I thought we might have almost won that game. We had a few of our better players, let's say, out for various reasons. So we're down to 7 players, and so everyone got a lot more court time than if we had the usual roster of 10 at the same time. And it sort of gave everyone the opportunity to do more, if that makes sense. They couldn't hide behind someone else doing all the work. And my message for that game was based around I wanted to see them, when they caught the ball, when they got a pass, to dribble and then pass. So the whole focus was dribble pass, dribble pass. Because up until that point, I'd really just been stressing pass to your teammates, pass to your teammates. And a few of them were starting to do it, which was kind of like step one. But there started to be a few instances where they caught the ball, they were completely free and were just panicking like they had to pass the ball again straight away. So I I tried to adjust the instruction that it's okay to dribble and do other things. I just wanted to get the team in a rhythm of passing to each other. And we've sort of gotten there. But now I need everyone to be able to start to dribble if they're free and notice when they can do those kinds of things. And it's just going to come from experience. They're going to have to learn. I can't tell them when the best times are to dribble, to pass, to shoot, to do anything like that. So that instruction of when you catch the ball, try and dribble, then pass it, it worked really well for a lot of them because it seemed like they got some confidence. They did try some things, didn't quite work out. Sometimes it almost did, which was exciting to see a few of the kids who were maybe a bit shy, but in the backgrounds, really get involved in the game. So afterwards, I told them that for the next few weeks, that's the whole message we'll be focusing on: dribble and pass, dribble and pass. But I think the biggest challenge that we need to work on at the moment is kids hogging the ball, because it has gone to a point now where there are people screaming that they're free for a shot and not getting the ball. And that happens sometimes, I realize that. But it's starting to get to a point where they're getting a bit upset now that they're getting ignored, and they know that they're in a good position to maybe try and have a shot, or the other person is trying to dribble in a group surrounded by the whole team where there is no space to dribble, or they're trying to do their own thing where everyone else is free. But at the same time, a lot of the kids will call for a pass when they're behind the person who's dribbling down the court. So the person who's dribbling down the court has no one to pass to in front of them, and all they see is the ring, the opposition team, and they want to try and do it all themselves because it looks like they have no one there to help them. Everyone's behind them screaming. So the next few weeks, I'm going to focus on drills where there is one person dribbling the ball and there is one person behind them that has to run in front of them to the ring to try and get into a better position so the person who's dribbling can pass to them. This will hopefully help a little bit of the hogging situation, because it's all well and good to tell the kids that they need to pass. And I understand that can be confusing sometimes because they think they're passing, it'll be the wrong times. You know, some kids are in a position to shoot and they'll try and pass it because they've had that honed into them that they need to pass the ball. But I would rather that happen than the opposite. I've been able to walk on the court a lot more, try and help position our team when we've got the ball, when we're defending. They're getting really, really good at putting their hands up and defending and closing down people who have the ball. A few kids have just come out of nowhere and will start following the person who has the ball with their hands up in the air rather than just sitting back to watch. And that's great to see because they're getting confidence to get involved. And I love to see that. So aside from that focus for the next few weeks, I'll be trying to show the kids where to go. So if you want to try and get a shot, go closer to the ring. There's no point screaming for the ball behind and then complaining that you're not getting the ball. So I want to try and get them involved in, you know, getting to a better position. And I read somewhere in the coaching sort of outline for the year, a few of the goals that under eights have before they progress into under 10s. And that is obviously learning the basic skills, but also understanding what the triple threat position is. That should be an interesting one. I might try and start to do that soon because a lot of the kids will get the ball and just hold it out in front of them while they think about what to do. And it lets the opposition, it lets the defenders just go up and grab the ball off them, or like it forces a turnover or a jump ball or something like that. And it even happens in training a lot where someone will just get the ball, stop, or like they'll dribble, stop, and they'll hold the ball in front of them. Seems like the perfect thing to do, but if they were in a better triple threat position where they could protect themselves and the ball, but have to try and think of a way to bring that up, which is completely simple and basic. And I have some ideas, but also would love your advice. So if you have anything, please put it down in the comments. Appreciate hearing from every single one of you guys. And if you have gotten to this point in the video, I just want to say thank you. I apologize for the irregular upload schedule. I'm living out of boxes at the moment, so once I get my whole setup unpacked and I can record consistently, I'll be right on it. But for now, it's probably going to be a little bit consistent. Please put up with me. So I just want to say I appreciate you, and I will catch you soon.